So you were looking for something to listen to, and you ended up here. What's up? My name is Ethan, and I'm the host of the show. Over the past 25 years, I've had a wild group of people walk through my tattoo shop and tell me some of the craziest stories you would never hear unless you were sitting in that chair. I've invited a few of these maniacs to join me and talk about everything, anything, and nothing. Whether it's about UFOs, aliens, food, conspiracies, or whatever, you're sure to be entertained and probably get a laugh out of it. Or you're going to think we're a bunch of nut jobs and never come back again. Either way, you're here with us now, so sit back, relax, hit cruise control, and enjoy the ride. Welcome to the Tat and Chat Podcast. Ethan's over there doing our video for us, making sure I'm hitting all the right
I'm
vibes
confused.
here. So
Are there other tattoo artists? I thought you were the only one.
I am the only one. That's all you need to know. But there are many tattoo artists all over the globe.
Several.
I don't know where I fall in the mix, but
Probably
I'm-
somewhere near the bottom.
I give you an A.
I could be, but you guys keep coming back to me. So either A,
It's a small town.
there's just a small town, there's not enough here, or I'm pulling it off. So, but yeah,
I give you an A.
Tat and Chat
Yeah, he's pretty good.
podcast with
How's it
my
going?
friends talking a bunch of crazy shit.
How was everybody's weekend?
Fantastic.
Good, thanks,
Holiday
man.
weekend,
Yeah,
heading into the new year.
yeah, coming up on 2026.
It's wild.
It is
How
wild.
was your weekend?
It was good.
You looked right at her. It was good.
It was really
good.
swell.
It's swell.
It was swell.
What a polite way to put it.
Lots of door.
Oh gosh, guys, gosh, gee willikers, it was swell.
It was
It
so
was real
swell.
swell, guys. Gee whiz.
We had some
Gee whiz.
pop.
We had some.
We
pop.
did have some pop.
We went for a walk and held some hands.
Shared a milkshake.
Yeah.
One straw, two straws.
Part of the new journey. 2026 is going to be a good journey for Mr. Bacon and all of us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I'm pretty excited about today about the topics that we're talking about.
Yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, did you do any research or no? Because you were in the group message as well, and I don't know if you
And then it's like he got abducted or something, right?
Oh my god.
were you
I-
abducted?
There was
what
some
happened?
time missing, and I was very sore.
Oh. Where were you sore?
I couldn't. I'll tell you this. I was having trouble sitting down.
What'd you do? What did you do?
Hopefully
It's
you
your
fell on
fault.
ice.
Yeah, I slipped.
He
There was no ice. There was salt. It was
He-
not salty.
he wasn't
was
like that before.
assaulted.
Didn't have those problems
That's what
before.
I heard. And it was salty.
Well, see, every time it goes out of control. Right
Right off the
It's
bat.
over. We're done. I quit. Just
Dumping
kidding.
out.
I'm joking. But yeah, I'm excited about the whole alien abduction
Yes.
idea Josh
For
brought up.
sure.
This is something that I've been into for a long time. This is the Tat and Chat Alien Abduction Podcast, episode 2. So, what does anybody here know about alien abductions?
How much time you got?
Oh.
Ooh, maybe that's
Sounds interesting.
maybe
promising.
we got a surprise abductee sitting with us now.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Let's tell us.
So
Well,
tell us. I want to hear where you're at. That was the topic today. Did you do any research on it, or you just heard about it now coming in here?
I just heard about it now coming in here, but luckily I'm well versed in the subject.
We love you.
And you know this. We've
Of
talked
course.
at length about this.
You
I know.
wouldn't
I'm
be
excited
here.
to talk about it with a microphone in front of my face.
Yeah. My mustache just keeps getting tangled up in this bad boy.
Yeah, not enough grease in it.
Isn't
No?
isn't that what you told Josh the other day too?
Oh my god. Yeah, and he says that it's me.
I did. It was you, right? It was you and the mustache.
It was him.
Mhm.
So come on, tell me about your. You're already well versed in this.
All right. Well, do you want a personal story or
Oh, I want it all.
You were you were
I don't know if I was abducted, but I've had some weird experiences. Okay?
Absolutely.
And drugs were not involved.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Ever or just
Eh,
in
We're
these
ready.
stories?
During these stories.
I'm impatient.
You want the story?
I mean,
He's dragging it out. He's trying to make
Get
it up
going.
right
I'm
now.
building suspense here, okay?
I've got some good stories too. So
All right. It's not a big deal, but
I mean, they come visit me all the
I-
time. So
I do.
They're my
Factual.
friends.
They're my
We're
pals.
buddies, you know. Arthur and Maple,
oh,
Chester. Anyway, so I was recording an
Real quick, was that an attempt for you to be? Was that a comedy? Oh
No.
shit! I missed the joke. I
Not-
missed the joke.
I caught yours though.
Okay, I want to hear your alien abduction story you're bringing to the table.
Possibly an alien abduction story.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's short. Well, there's two.
But that's okay. Sometimes I think some of the best stories I've heard are like the ones that
Very concise.
seem just
In and out.
So, like, I would stay up late. I was recording an album like 12, 13 years ago or something like that in my studio. And I would stay up real late, 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, stay up all night. And I've always had trouble with sleepwalking. So I don't know if that's something that played into this. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Could be aliens.
Keep talking.
But anyway,
Possibly. Could
So-
be.
I
Probably
would
not.
stay up late, and one night I was up particularly late, and it was about 2:30 in the morning or something like that, and I was working on a song, and my studio is up in a loft where you'd have to climb down a ladder to get up to it, and so this was in the middle of summer or something like that, and I sort of started to feel weird, like lightheaded, not, not tired, but just kind of weird,
Right.
I kind of started to get like a little bit paranoid feeling, and so
Like the anxiety building up.
yeah, and so I was sitting in my my chair in front of my computer or whatever, and the next thing I know, I'm standing outside of the garage, facing the road, just kind of like looking up at the sky, kind of like off at the horizon, and I'm like, that's weird. Did I disassociate or something? And I didn't think anything of it, and then I went back upstairs and looked at my phone, and like an hour had gone by,
Oh wow.
Dang.
and
So you were speaking the language. You're putting the music into the
I don't know.
cosmos. They heard it and they came.
And to
And
respond.
either-
I was writing songs
Stop.
about aliens.
They were
Stop
like,
you
this
or-
is
Were you,
terrible.
though?
Or assist.
I was.
Stop him.
You
Put him
were.
outside.
He summoned them.
Ethan was at my house one time. I can't remember who was there. We were filming for Elvis Helvig, our sci-fi comedy, and
Epic show.
me and Ethan and I think someone else were standing there talking, and I was talking to them about how I see UFOs and lights at my house all the time. And right behind me, I kept pointing to this one area. I kept looking over my shoulder at this one area, and I remember we looked and it looked like a light was in the sky, and it looked like someone
Yeah.
shined like a Magnite flashlight right in our eyes. I'm like, dude, did you see that? It was like the weirdest thing. All three of us were there. We're like, holy shit! Like, and it shined right away as we were talking about it. But I've seen stuff online where people talk about that. Like, there's this one guy, I can't remember who he is, but he was abducted by aliens, and he says he was, and I think his kids were, and since then he's like in contact with these things. You might have seen. You ever watch Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever see the guy? Did you watch Beyond Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah. Is he the
He-
guy that used to be a Navy SEAL?
I don't know if he was a
No.
Navy SEAL. No, he's not. He doesn't work for them, but he's just a guy who got abducted on some little creek by his house. He lost his job. I think his whole life was turned upside down because of this experience. But he can call lights in, so it's almost like.
Oh yeah.
So they did some research on him. They put like all this equipment on him and stuff. And so I don't know. I mean, these stories are stories, and there's so many people trying to disprove you. So who knows really? But he does have this thing where he can sit there and say, "Yeah, you guys want to see the lights? Come on out." And he'll sit there in a chair and he'll point and he'll start to feel the vibration, and he'll kind of say, "Hey, look over there, right over there in those trees," and lights will start to appear. Lights will start to appear in the sky, and like, what the hell? So they did a test on him. I wish I could remember his name, but they put a scan on him,
Brainwaves.
I don't remember what the test was.
Yeah.
But
something like that.
but he gets into some sort of deep state of meditation. His brain starts to act like it, but he's totally awake.
Frequencies.
But he's totally awake. He isn't in like a meditative state, but his brain is acting as if it is. And when those things appear, his brain is there. Like somehow he is connected to something or calling something in.
They brought
Wow.
on his daughter too, and she did the same thing.
That's weird. That's. I mean, I think it's
It is
maybe
weird.
Bacon was. If he's.
I don't know. It was bizarre. I felt,
But
I just felt. I don't know how to explain it. It felt weird, and like an hour had gone by, and I to this day I really don't.
You
know what
don't
to
know
make
where
of it.
the hour went.
I don't know what to make of it.
But you were thinking about that shit, writing music,
Yeah.
doing crazy stuff, And then it happened, just like when we were in the
You
backyard.
summoned them.
Right. I was
Just like we
gonna-
were in the backyard, we kept talking about it. I said, yeah, something about, I see lights out here all the time. I kept telling you guys. Remember for
And
days I was
boop.
telling you, and boom, it like literally looked like it went boom, shine, and then disappeared. It was gone.
Yeah.
Right in the area I was pointing. I kept looking over my shoulder like,
You,
it's-
it's like you knew it before it happened.
well, it's like that at my house a lot. Like I'll get a feeling for it. I say, I think tonight's tonight. I think tonight we're going to see something. It's almost like, it's weird. It's almost like you can feel
Yeah,
it.
I
So
remember
that
we-
makes sense.
we like turned in that direction.
It does
Just-
make sense.
The three of us happened to turn in that direction, and then it was just there.
Boink.
Yeah.
It was bright too.
Yeah.
Almost
super
like
bright.
pointed right at us. It was weird. I wish I had it on videotape, but
Those moments you know, somehow they never get captured.
Yeah.
that guy, they did experiments on him, and I think he continues to kind of like prove that he can do this.
I think that's amazing. That's incredible.
It's like a real thing.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it either, but yeah, it's weird. It's cool.
Story number 2.
Oh, the other one.
Oh, the
It's
other one.
a very similar story where this time I was in my bedroom in my parents' house, and again, like as a child, I struggled with sleepwalking. So I mean, you try to sort of rationalize it a little bit, you know, because it's just bizarre. And this time I was doing the same thing, but I was recording doing some mixing in my bedroom. Took my laptop to my bedroom to do some mixing in the same type of songs that I was working on. And this was like a few weeks later or something like that, again in the summer. And I started to feel weird again, like kind of that weird feeling like you're being watched or something like that. You know, it sounds cliche, but that's how I felt. And it was late at night, and I remember my sister was at her boyfriend's or something like that. And I started to get that weird feeling, and the next thing I know, I'm in my driveway. And
Again?
this was next door.
Dun, dun, dun.
My house was next door to my dad's body shop, and so the house was next door. So it was in it's kind of a separate location, but not really. And there's this cell phone tower in the backyard where I would always see stuff. And my dad's a real meat and potatoes type of guy. He's not no bullshit type of guy, and he's seen things that he would tell me about. But like the next thing I know, I'm standing there kind of looking off in the direction of that tower. And this time I'm not, my shirt is off.
Josh, reaction?
And I'm like, okay, this twice is a little bit bizarre. And I come back inside, I'm like, all right, I must be sleepwalking. I've been staying up late for weeks to record this stuff. I've got to be sleepwalking. And I go back inside, and my shirt is just neatly folded on my bed.
Oh, wow.
And
In a neat way.
yeah,
That you definitely wouldn't do that as
Yeah,
a
why-
teenage boy.
like if you're sleepwalking,
You
why
toss
would
that
you?
sucker, right?
Do you have
think?
multiple personalities by chance?
I
Well,
don't think so.
Are you schizophrenic?
No,
are you?
Yeah.
no.
He wouldn't tell you if he were. Patricia would tell you.
Mm.
Yeah,
I would.
Clementine.
It's Patricia.
I would gladly get abducted if they folded the laundry.
Yeah.
Oh, just
Like
keep coming
what?
every
So if they could do the
every
dishes,
Thursday.
mm-mm.
every Thursday. Come and
And come
abduct
and
me,
cook
and
a
then fold the
meal.
laundry when you're done.
Yeah.
That's laundry day.
I've told this story on TikTok before.
Did you?
Yeah. But
Nice.
recently-
And the reactions were,
we were just a lot of us were sharing.
Oh, he's fucking crazy. Whatever. It's
Yeah,
fucking,
he's
his shirt's
high.
fold. Who
Yeah.
the fuck? I don't fold my fucking shirt. I'm not an alien ain't fucking folding your shirt.
shirtless
Well, I
outside.
figured if I was, I don't know.
The only other thing that I can share, like, I don't know if you guys have had any kind of stories like that, Renee or Josh, but I remember I told you about my band Alien Man.
Mm,
Yeah.
So years ago, so I've been into aliens forever. So we were all hanging out, we're getting
They've been
stoned,
into you
whatever.
for a while. I'm
Yeah, man.
guessing.
I think they've been into me.
Stories
It
going.
could be. It could
They
be.
are.
So we were coming up with a name for the band. Like, what do you want to call it? I go, let's call it Alien Man. And someone goes, yeah, Alien Man. And I go, yeah, Alien Man, man. And so, like, we ended up being Alien Man. I just wanted to call it Alien, and we ended up calling it, like, Alien Man. But shortly after that, we, in our area on the St. Lawrence River, we're driving around, and we see this light in the sky. And I'm still to this day, if I'm hanging out with you outside, I'm looking up at the sky. I'm constantly looking, observing,
Oh,
checking out
yes.
things. And we see this light. And I was like, holy shit, what the hell is that? And so we start to follow it. We're driving around. and it's acting kind of weird, you know. So we keep driving on these back roads and stuff, and eventually, what happens is we take the road over by the airport, and the airport lights are on. So I was like, oh shit, it's got to be a plane. You know what I mean? So we turn around and we go about a half mile up the road, turn around the driveway, come back. And as we're coming back, the thing had done it looked like it went around the airport. So I was like, it's got to be an airplane landing. So we turn around, we're coming back, and we see the thing. And as it flies over the road, I'm trying to look at it, but it was moving really slow and weird. And I'm like, man, what the fuck am I looking at? Because I couldn't see it. It kind of had like a teardrop kind of look to it. And I was like, I think I'm just so into this shit. This is like the early 90s. This is before we just started that band. So it had to be like 1990. And I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? And I'm just thinking, I must be stoned or something, you know? And then we saw lights come on, and I thought it must be like military helicopter or something like that coming landing. And then it didn't go on the strip. It went to the next strip, followed the strip, and went back up in the sky really quick and started flying around again. So we're like, holy fuck, what the fuck is this? So we turn around some dead end road, and it was flying around really weird. The military does a lot of shit there now, so I mean now the story is weird, but they still use that. They use the airfield over here in the Berg for exercise, obviously, right? But this is 1990-ish. So we turn on this road where the prison is, and the thing is flying around, and we go up the road, and we do a U-turn and come back. Because at this point, we're kind of just tracing it, and it stops over the road. And I saw a light on it, and I saw a red light moving, and I saw a white light, but there was no noise. We didn't see anything. This is before people had drones. This is like a long fucking time ago. So we're like, what the fuck is this thing? So it flies away, and like we end up going back into town. We tell people at the docks, and we're like, oh my God, we saw this light in the sky. Holy shit. And they're like, oh, I get it. You start your new band, Alien Man. Oh, you see a UFO. Okay, it's part of the shtick. I'm like, no. We're like, no, man. We saw this thing. There was 4 of us. It was me and 2 of my bandmates, and just a random buddy. So we're hanging out for about 15, 20 minutes. Everybody's just kind of like poking fun at us. We're like, fuck this. Let's go look for that thing again. So we drove back out, and it would look like it was heading like west. So we said, let's go. We start taking back roads, one on the other side of town, across the Oswegatchie River. We see it again. So we end up going on this back road, and we're driving, and the thing's zigzagging over top of us like this. And I'm like, what is this thing? What is this thing? It was continuing its trajectory. So we go to a T up the road, and then down, we decided to take a right and go back towards the river because the thing like turned off and was over cornfields and like flying around. So we're like it's like in a fucking movie. We take it to this T, we're in a back road, we take a right, and we go down in the middle of nowhere. There's like a house probably a mile behind us, a house a mile up the road, and my buddy says, hey, let's stop right here and get out of the car. And I'm like, have you ever fucking seen a fucking like a UFO movie? Well, I'm not getting out of the car. I'm like, don't fucking get out of the car. I'm losing my mind, right?
Yes.
He wants to get out of the car. We could see this thing flying like in circles over the cornfields and stuff until we just couldn't see it anymore. And then we drove away, and we were totally weirded out. So, well, within a week after that, after we'd seen the light, my other buddy's mom and my dad in the newspaper in the local journal, there was a thing that said, have you seen any lights in the sky recently? If you have, call this number.
No.
I was
That's
like,
awesome.
okay, so
Move on.
So then we
Promote
so this
the
is
band.
the 90s, right? Early 90s. So we drive all the way down to this payphone by Oswegatchie. It's where Hosmer's is now, and it was just this random payphone down by this old fishing shop down there. And we get there.
You called that
and,
number?
We called the number, but my buddy
Awesome.
had an apartment up there. So I didn't want to. I called the number, and someone answered. I'm like, oh, someone answered. My buddy takes it. He's like,
Hung up
and
real
they're asking questions. They said, do you live near farmland? Do you live near a large body of water? Is there a military base close to you? It was asking all these weird questions where you lived and stuff.
Do you have $2.95 a minute?
Dude, it was a toll-free number, and it got to the point where they're dragging hangs at the phone. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I thought they were keeping me on the phone. I'm like, what are we doing? He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. So we just took off, and we ran up to my buddy had an apartment up there, and we just watched the payphone for like the next couple hours, like
In case someone
wondering-
showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing happened, but like
Just like in the movies.
it was weird. I mean, my dad saying the whole losing weight thing, that could be just some crazy
No.
UFO guy.
We know.
But we did lose a lot of sleep at that point in time. And me and my buddy me and him were both completely freaked out about this whole experience. And then seeing it in the paper, I was like, holy shit. So
lost the weight,
That's awesome.
lost the sleep. You definitely had an alien worm
I don't know.
parasite.
Alien worm parasite.
Something.
But that's like, I don't, we chased that thing. But I've seen tons of lights since then.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my dad used to always show us lights, but that's my UFO abduction story. I don't think I was abducted, but it was fucking weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure I was abducted, but something bizarre.
It was bizarre.
It was bizarre. It was not.
They took off your clothes. Something weird happened.
Yeah.
You probably have some probe in you too.
Could be. Could be.
Definitely. There's a chip in there. Something's happening.
But I think
That was the year we met, actually.
They say
That
that.
could be.
Yeah. Weird.
Now we know. Aww.
it was me. I stuck over. Fuck.
They say that
God damn it.
a lot of people that are abducted and like they keep tabs on them or whatever, and they keep getting abducted.
And it's
throughout
they
their life.
recycle.
Yeah.
They recycle
Well,
the same abductee, right? Yes.
I think one of the theories is I think it could be the government or some agency doing it and just experimenting on people, drugging people, taking them out, putting them
Could
back,
be.
and like people are just remembering it the way they can. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh no, the
their brain
microchip
processes
thing
it.
is very real.
Well, that stuff. I mean,
I've had it
there's-
flicked in my table. That's not abduction story, but yeah,
I mean,
for another time.
I've seen stuff where they had people like some guy had some weird thing in his skin. The doctor took it out and they looked at a table and some weird little microscopic like piece of
Chip.
equipment, and then it incinerates. It just kind of just kind of
Yes,
Yeah, short-
absolutely
short-
does. As
self
yep,
destructs.
Yeah.
yep.
I mean, people are experiencing it, but there have been people who said
But that was military implant, so it was not. Is it related though?
well, some doctors are saying. I remember seeing something years back that they said that it could be repressed memories from birth. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I have heard that.
Like you don't remember it because you weren't from this place. So like when you were born, there's a whole traumatic experience that happens, and it could be like repressed memories of your birth.
Very well, could be.
But we live in an area like the Hudson Valley and stuff. Like they're like a hot spot, I think, in the United States. I think like they have tons of UFO stories, mass sightings. People there's some cheesy documentaries out about it, but they're like Hudson Valley, like New York State. Like there's a lot of stuff that's happened
If you
in this area.
Yeah, if you think about it, because aren't they claiming to come to our planet to kind of like regenerate and resource and kind of like charge themselves, like from those energetic points that we have, is like where they established the pyramids and such. So if you think about the Adirondacks and the power of the Niagara Falls, all this massive energy, this intense power from the mountains and from those falls, if I was in search for energy, I think I would probably try to power myself off
Sites
from
of
that, right?
electromagnetism, too.
I mean, all the electricity that comes out
Yeah.
of that, all the things that are attached to those mountains already, like portals and sightings and
Yeah.
disparitions and different like apparitions of different creatures and things. Like it must all have some type of relation.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Do you have an abduction story?
I have a real abduction story, but
You
not,
do.
not me getting abducted.
Oh,
I do.
By the way, I'm not saying I'm not saying I was abducted.
Yeah,
I don't
me
think
neither.
Ethan was. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
no,
that
no,
I
no, I
experienced
know.
something weird
yes.
that falls into this realm that
Yeah. Shortly after that,
I wasn't abducted.
I developed like insomnia, like
Oh,
full blown insomnia. Shortly after that, and it's I've struggled
Okay.
with it ever since.
That's crazy. I don't sleep either.
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, you guys said that. I don't sleep either.
Oh,
but
shit.
That's just part of being a mom, I think. You just don't sleep.
What do you want to hear? I have two alien stories.
Well, go for
but
it.
I have the.
Give us
I
your
also
favorite
have the
one.
abduction story that
What are
we
the
were
alien
going to
stories?
discuss today. I discussed them before when we were just talking. The one's really, I don't know what it is. It could be alien. It could not be. I have no idea what it is. But this one's really short. And my 23-year-old son, he was in high school at the time, and he had to. I don't remember what it was, but it was late at night. It was going to happen late at night. It was something in the sky. Had to see it, whatever, for one class that he was doing. So we stayed up. It was that time him and I went outside. We're standing on the porch and we're watching, and it was almost like somebody took a picture. It was like the flash
The
from a picture.
flash.
It was so bright that it lit up like everything, the sky, everything. But it was really fast. It just goes like that. And I'm like, I looked at him. I'm like, did you see that? And he goes, that flash? Like, yeah. I'm like, what the hell was that? And he goes, aliens taking pictures of us.
Love it.
So,
No, but
I
it's
have
great
no
how
idea
in
what that
sync he was
but-
with your train of thought.
Could have been
'Cause
heat
you were
lightning.
thinking-
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't lightning, but
It was
could've- I
aliens.
don't know what it was, but it was weird. But the other one, I'll say 98% sure that it was alien, but it's kind of a little bit of a longer story. And I have to tell a backstory so you understand. Try to.
We're
be
ready.
quick.
We're
So
all about it.
my friend and I are driving home from Messina, and it's like it's not dark enough for stars yet, but we see like a star, so it's probably a planet or something. And my buddy, he's like, "Hey, you see that star?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a UFO." Just messing with him because he's not really into that stuff. So I was just messing with him, and he thought I was serious. And he's like, "It's not a UFO, it's a fucking star." I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm serious. So I just
Rolled
keep it
with
going
it.
for a while, right? We go back and forth for a while, and then I'm like, dude, I know it's not a UFO. I'm just messing with you. So fast forward like 2 weeks.
But it was.
And he's in my driveway. He's in his car, and I'm standing there, and we're talking. And like you can see for miles at my house, like there's nothing in the sky like anywhere.
Jealous.
Like a lot of you guys, you live in the country, and you can just see forever. So we're talking, and all of a sudden I see a plane because you like thinking about it later. Like I think like my brain just said that's a plane because it's something flying in the sky. So I see this plane, and now I'm gonna mess with them again, right? So I'm like, "Hey man, see that UFO?" And he's like, "What?" Like it's right there. I'm staring at it. I'm like, "It's right there." And he goes, "I don't see it." Like, "You don't see that?" And I look down, and I look back up, just like that. I go, "You don't see that?" Gone, like completely vanished, like that. Like, what the fuck? And then he's like, he gets out and he's looking. He's like, "Where is it?" I'm like, "I swear to you, it was here. Like, I'm not even fucking with you this time." Like, so I don't know what that was, but like now remembering, like after it happened, I stayed out there. He left, and I stayed out there for like an hour just watching the sky, trying to see if it'd come back or whatever. But then I started thinking about like what I actually saw, and I'm like, it was silver, and I just assumed that it was like the really small like 2-passenger planes that we see all the time around here, around Ogdensburg and
Little
stuff.
puddle jumper.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what my brain told me it was at first until it vanished. So I'm just, I don't know, thinking it was probably
It's
maybe
hard
a
around here.
tic-tac
There's so
or
much
something.
military stuff, and there's so many private. Like I think in Potsdam there's like a small airport, and like our little airport here, there's a lot of like small planes and helicopters that fly in. So it's so hard to tell. That's why like night it's kind of cool because you can actually see like a glow of something. I'm gonna save this for another podcast when we start talking about actually seeing things in the sky, because I have tons of video footage on my phone from things I've seen, and I've been talking to people for years around here that go all the way back to the 90s, like with VHS cameras, videotaping things that I filmed recently. But I've got videos, and I got some people that I want to bring on to talk about that. I want to save some of those stories for that stuff. But there is a lot of weird shit that happens up here, and there's a lot of really cool stories. Like I said, with the whole Hudson Valley thing, you can look that up. I think Netflix or someone might actually have a documentary on that. But I actually saved some stuff into my phone because there's a story. I've heard about the story for years. The Barney and Betty Hill. You ever hear about those
Yes.
guys?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was just telling. When you said your buddy was like, or he wanted to get out, and you were like, "No, stay in the car." And I said, "Yeah, it didn't work for the Hills, did it?"
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
So you don't know about this, right?
No,
So
go ahead.
This couple. So I'll read a little bit and then I'll tell you the story. Basically, it's an American couple, civil rights activists. Why did it go away? They were claimed to be abducted by extraterrestrials. Thing is, they were pretty normal people. They didn't want this to be published. They didn't want any fame out of it. They didn't want anything out of it. Like they literally just had this weird thing happen to them, and they told the story. Basically, the wife had heard. Betty Hill had heard her sister or sister-in-law tell a story of, "Oh, I saw a UFO in the sky." And this is back in like, let me see, I think it was like the early 60s, 1961. Yeah, 1961. Happened. They're from New Hampshire, but I think they were traveling through New York, and they're on back roads, and they were driving, and she saw this light, and she's like, "Huh, I see this plane, this light." She told her husband about it, and he was like, "Ah, whatever, didn't even think anything of it." and they decided to pull over at some rest area, and the light was flying and acting weird. So back then they didn't see anything like that. You know what I mean? Like they just you
It's
just
the
saw planes
60s.
and that's it. And so they, but people were kind of aware. So they said they saw this thing. It looked like a pancake, and it was huge. Ended up coming within 300 feet of them and stuff. They got out of their vehicle and stuff, and they were looking at it. And I think the husband, he had like binoculars or something. He was looking at the ship zooming in, and I guess he could I guess he says he could see like 5 or 6 like beings in there. He thought they were wearing like a black hat and black shirt and stuff. And he said 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember what the number was. It might have been 5 of them. 4 of them ran to some back wall where you could see like a panel, and one just kept looking at him and stuff, and they just said, "Stay there, don't move." Blah blah blah. Said something like through telekinesis or something. These people didn't believe in that shit. Yeah, telepathy. So like they stayed there and stuff, and they were listening to this whole fucking like they were going through this whole thing, and basically afterwards something happened. They were in their car. They think they lost some time, but they didn't really know. They drove home, and
Just
he
like
noticed,
you.
He noticed when he got home.
All
He had
the
like
clothes were folded.
well, he had a nice
The
pair of
laundry
dress
was
shoes
done.
on. He said his shoes were like damaged, like he was being dragged and stuff.
Yeah, didn't he have burns or something?
I don't
too?
know if he had burns, but like she had like weird powder on her dress
Yeah,
and
something
stuff.
like that.
And there's all these like marks on their car and stuff, and they kind of like didn't know what they talked about it. They tried to recollect what happened, and they both said the same stories. But for 5 days after they were abducted, she kept having these crazy dreams, I think, of the experience and stuff. And she was like walking, and he was behind her, and she kept yelling, "Barney, Barney," whatever his name is. And he was just kind of in a trance, and like she kept trying to say stuff to him, and one of them led him there and said, "Stand here when we fly away so you can watch the ship," or something like that. And they watched the ship fly away, but they don't remember, only like kind of like these weird bits and pieces.
Flashes.
So eventually, like I think the military did some sort of investigation on him and stuff, and they said that they did a lie detector test or something along those lines, and they said, "Oh, they believe what they saw. Their stories correlate." So then what ended up happening later on in the future, she had this dress, and she hung up that dress the same night she had the dress, and there's this pink substance on it, like a powder.
powder.
She hung it up, and then it blew away on the line, and then she threw it away, said it's all torn and stuff, and she's like, "I'm not going to keep it." Then she decided to keep it. I think they did tests on it. I don't remember what they found, but they eventually saw a hypnotist, some amateur hypnotist who was like doing a show. So they talked to him, and he I guess kind of like suggested they shouldn't use him. They should use someone like who knows really what they're doing, but they felt comfortable with him. So he did some stuff with them, and told more of the story. And the 5 nights after she had those really vivid dreams, she didn't dream like that. So it was crazy for her. When she was under, she basically told in more detail the stories. They're a little bit different, but pretty much the same. And he did the same thing and told some stories about the whole thing. And I guess their car had like all these like circular marks on them and
so
stuff.
wild.
If they held like a compass next to it, it'd make it spin and act all weird and stuff. But these guys never went to the paper. These guys never did anything. The only reason it got published, I think, was like in the 70s or something like that. The guy who did the hypnosis on them, he leaked the audio, or someone who did that. I think later on the military came again, or someone from the government came and interviewed them again because he saw the other guy's findings. Did the interview again? I want to say interrogation. The interview again, and I guess the stories were pretty much the same. And the guy said, "Yeah, man, this seems kind of legit." Someone leaked one of those tapes, and someone wrote a book about it. But the husband, he died in '69. I think he was like 45. He died of some brain hemorrhage. And then she ended up dying in like 2004 from like some form of cancer. But they originally didn't want any fame. They didn't want the books written. They didn't care. I don't know if they were against it when it happened, but at the time, that's not why they did it. They weren't like saying, we were abducted. It was just kind of like something that happened to them.
I
Yeah, and
always
they were
hate
trying to
the-
find their own answers by the sound of it.
And they're from New Hampshire, and I can't remember the mountains where it happened, but it was
I'm telling you which one it is.
New York.
It's definitely the Adirondacks.
I mean, this region, but there's a lot of weird shit up in this way. Like
Yeah,
Hudson
the
Valley, all that stuff.
Appalachian Mountains. It's like they're crazy. They're known for.
And the Catskills too.
Yeah, it might have been the Catskills.
It's-
Yes, wherever they were, they were
It's all part of the same
They were-
chain of mountains.
they were on their
called the
way
Appalachian
to
Mountains.
they were
Just
on their
saying.
way to the back to New Hampshire. So like it's just south of Lancaster. They were on vacation in Niagara Falls in Montreal, And I think it just happened south of Lancaster, New Hampshire. Betty claimed to observe and point the bright light moved below the moon. Yeah, just weird shit.
It's
But-
the falls.
Oh,
It's the power.
just south of Twin Mountain. Scenic. They stopped at a place called a picnic area at just south of Twin Mountain, wherever Twin Mountain is. I don't know if that's New York or where it is, but they were traveling to Vermont. But this whole area is like creepy like that.
I hate when somebody has a UFO story that's like crazy like that and it affects their lives, and then people say, "Well, it's not true because they wrote a book or they went to the media, they got famous or they got money." And I'm like, that's the lamest shit that you can say. Like, if you were all messed up, like you're not sleeping, you can't go to work, you're all whatever, and people are like, "Hey, we're gonna give you millions of dollars to write a book." Who wouldn't write the book?
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, I mean, especially if it's like true or something, right? If that's something that you really experienced,
Yeah.
Yeah. It
like
takes
why
over your
wouldn't you?
life.
That's a crazy. I mean, that's like that Travis Walton you said earlier, something about
Yeah.
Travis Walton.
Fire in the sky.
That's how he
Yes.
was. I mean, he's actually changed his story recently. I don't know how much you know about, but you said that.
I wanna-
that's what you want to talk about.
Yeah, I want to tell that story.
Do you know who Travis Walton was?
No, go ahead.
Let
You're
Josh
about
tell
to-
you.
You're about to
It's,
find
this
out.
is. It's probably one of the most famous UFO
It's-
abduction
I
stories.
suck
It's
at names.
considered
I-
like the most believable.
Yeah.
Oh,
So his name's Travis Walton. It was 1975 in Snowflake, Arizona.
that's way too old for me. That's why I don't know.
This
he
is a
was-
good one. This is a good one.
He's 22 years old, and he worked on a like a logging crew, and he was one of 7 people, and they were working really late, really long hours. They're trying to fulfill their contract or whatever. So they're out in the woods, and it's getting dark. So now they have to quit, and they start coming back to
I
town,
can't. Yeah.
and they see a light, and at first they all think it's a fire in the woods. So they start going over there to investigate it, and they get closer, and they're like, no, it's not a fire. Don't know what it is. There's hunters in the area, so they're thinking it could be somebody's tent or something, So they keep going, and they come to this clearing, and there's a UFO, and it's like emitting this light or whatever. So Travis, he was like always had to charge head first and everything. He was like, he like, they used to say like he'd fight a bear, if he
If it was there.
yeah, like if it was there, he had to do it. So there's the UFO, and he's like, oh, got to see it. So he jumps out of the truck and he runs up to it, pretty close to it, like about 10 feet away. And they're all yelling at him, like, get back, get back.
Like, don't do
And-
that.
So like he goes to leave and to go back to the truck, and this beam of light just shoots out of the UFO, and it hits him, and it throws him like 10 to 12 feet back. And the rest of the guys, the other 6 guys, they're like, oh my God, they just killed him. Get the fuck out of here. So they just book it, and they're in the truck, and they just fly. They
Leave him
just take
behind.
off. And they
Screw
get
him.
Yeah.
They get like a mile down the road, and they're like,
Tough
wait,
luck.
we can't leave we can't leave him there. We got to go back for him. So they all decide, all right, we're going to go back.
But you got to understand, like, this is the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
they're-
saw some huge thing, like, just above the trees, and
Yes.
and this guy gets blasted. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's
They're just scared.
Back then,
And
they
they
didn't
think
have
he's dead.
the only.
Like, that's like if they thought if they see him, like, oh, he's hurt, they're probably going to stay. But they,
Yeah.
what do you think? I mean, you just get
They
hit
think
by a
he's dead.
freaking, you think he's dead.
and this is supernatural that, like, until then, I just don't think the stories are there like they are today. Like, right now, our heads are full of awesome
So
UFO and
many.
alien
Yeah.
invasion movies. But back then, it wasn't. I mean, you're
No.
talking. This is the 70s, right?
Yep.
And so you're talking.
75.
So you're talking like the 60s
Everybody
type
on
of sci-fi.
acid. Everybody on PCP.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you got this story gets. This is just the beginning.
No, I'm
but
just
but,
kidding.
but you got the only stories you really have are like those
Yes.
like 60s and early 70s kind of like what was abduction, what was alien stories back then, the day the earth stood still, like just weird kind
Yeah.
of cheesy little like kind of like Elvis with
Yeah.
number 7, just cheesy robotic
Yeah.
things coming out,
Lost in
the,
space.
the planet, the ship landing and the little stairs coming out, Doctor Who. So
Yes.
you didn't have this.
Did you just say Lost in Space is cheesy?
no, I was.
That's the greatest freaking series.
But the point is,
pretty good,
but
though.
when they represented it in shows and stuff, a lot of it wasn't like horrific.
Correct.
These guys saw something horrific,
Yes.
which led to a movie. But yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, they go back, and he's gone. They can't find him anywhere. So they're like, we have to tell the police. So they head into town, and they call the sheriff, and he comes out and he calls another police officer, and they meet them there, and they listen to their story, and the police are like, there's no way, right? They killed him and they hid his body. So they're like, we swear to God it was a UFO, whatever. So some of them were too shaken up, so they went home. But like they say, like half the crew, I think, the 3 or 4 of them went back with the sheriff, both sheriffs, and a few other people, and they just comb the woods for hours, and they don't find anything. Like not a footprint,
Not a
article of
shoe,
clothing, a shoe,
nothing.
nothing. He's vanished.
Wow.
The next day, they have an even bigger search party where like people from the town come. There's
Join in.
huge search party. They search miles, nothing, not a sign of him. So the police, they're like, well, they definitely killed him.
They didn't kill him.
They think they did kill him. They're like they killed him.
They
And
just
It
did
was
a
the
good
thing.
job.
They were like the town was mad. Like the friends
everybody.
were mad. Family members were mad. They thought that they were covering something up, and these guys were fighting like, "Bull, this is."
But for sure.
We didn't kill him, and like, so it was like a thing for like a week or
but
10
like
days
you
or something
said,
crazy.
it was in the
So it
70s.
was-
So
People were on these guys. Like
yeah.
these guys were taking heat, and their story was sound, and they didn't have anything to charge them with.
So the police, they said, okay, well, take a polygraph. If you didn't hurt him, take a polygraph.
True.
So
Or false.
all six crew members go to the police station. They all take a polygraph. They're asked. I wrote this down just so I could.
Be factual.
Tell you
I
what
like
the-
that. Look
what
at
the
him.
question- They wrote down.
Ooh.
I did the same
They
thing, by the
asked-
way.
I
pulled
know
up
you
my-
did.
I saw it. They
I'm
asked
so proud of
4 questions. It's all the one was just standardized questions to establish a baseline. So it was really 3 questions. They asked, "Did you kill Travis?" No. Do you know what happened to Travis? No. Did you see a UFO? Yes. 5 of them passed. The 6th one was inconclusive.
Inconclusive.
And the 6th one, they say later, they say that it was inconclusive because he was that morning they had gotten in a pretty serious fight. The guy was trying to take Travis's girlfriend, and they got in a pretty serious fight that morning. So he was like,
Ooh.
"Oh my God, the police think that I did this." So he was very nervous and whatever. But he took one later and passed it. So all 6 of them passed. They took multiple polygraphs, passed all of them except for the original one.
And this guy's gone.
This guy's gone.
Travis Walton's gone.
5 days later, Travis Walton comes back.
Comes walking in, rolling in. Shut your face.
Swear to you, this is what
No,
the
but-
story is.
But he doesn't come rolling in. They find him. Wasn't it miles away?
He
So what happened?
calls his
He was naked
brother.
in a phone booth or something like that.
brother-in-law.
Just like Hugh
Yeah.
Bacon.
He wasn't naked.
Close up.
but-
I think he was naked.
He wasn't naked.
I'm pretty sure in the movie he was naked.
In the movie he was
In the
naked,
movie
but
he
not
was.
in real life.
I'm going with the movie. Movie's real. They don't fudge that shit
I'm
ever in
going.
movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's always
So he
real.
was buck ass naked.
Yeah, so he was buck naked, probes sticking out of him. so he, so he calls his it's either brother or
That
brother-in-law.
was
I
so
don't remember which.
appropriate.
They come and get him, and he's passed out in the.
You get
in
to
the
live with
phone
that.
booth.
You get that.
He's lost. They said he lost 12 pounds. So he was malnourished. He had like 5 days growth of beard, everything right, and they keep him sheltered for a while. Like he goes back to his
Military,
parents' house.
government, everybody's
I
taking
don't
in,
think
right?
was the military and government. I don't think it was like that back then, was it?
No.
It wasn't like
You
that. Like
don't?
it was like just
Okay.
local. I think. I don't
Yep,
think.
nobody rolled in. But they did have, during the
Yet.
5 days that he was gone, the story got so big that they had reporters from all over the country were in
For sure.
Snowflake. And then he just shows up and they're like, what the fuck? So they do keep him sheltered for a while. Like they keep him at his mother's house. They won't talk to reporters, won't talk to the police, nothing. It just says that he was abducted. And so eventually he does tell his story. And this is a part where, like, the first part of the story, I 100% believe. You have 6 eyewitnesses, 7 including Travis. They all pass lie detector tests. They all have the same story. Then this UFO guy just, like 5 years ago or something, he went up there to that place to investigate it. and they cut some trees and they did investigation, and they saw like the trees in that clearing around the circle, they were all growing 30% faster than all the other trees. So they cut them to check the rings, and the rings of all the trees were growing in toward the circle, like all the way around the circle. They were all
Really?
like, it was weird. So I 100% believe the first part. The second part of his story, I
What
just
don't you
find
believe?
like, I don't know. I'll tell you what it is, and you make up your own mind. And I will tell you, Travis Walton did fail a lie detector test. He later passed several lie detector tests, but he did fail. So I think that has to be has to be told too, because it's not just like, oh, he passed every time. He's 100% telling the truth. He did fail.
But what
How
if
many
it's-
times?
Yeah, but how reliable are lie detector tests? I
Well,
mean,
that's the thing, right?
it's just if you're a really great liar and you're confident in what you believe, if you think you believe something or you think it to be
It's
true,
true.
There's
you'll
ways to
pass
beat
a lie
them.
detector test. You know
I
what I mean?
believe
Like,
so.
it's,
See, I don't know if that's true or not.
No?
Because like, why would the CIA use a lie detector test
Yeah,
to
the
screen their own
heartbeats and
people?
stuff.
If it's not legit, then why wouldn't the CIA be like, well, this test isn't legit anyway? So
well, I'm not saying it's not legit. I'm just saying that like I think it has to do with like all these things. Like people like a good detective will notice that he starts to look to the left every time he lies. You know what I mean?
Right.
He'll get him to lie, tell the truth, lie, tell the truth, and he'll notice his body language. Like he'll twitch one finger or something. Like
Yeah.
there's some weird thing that you do, and that's a lie detector test. I think is just does the same shit. I mean, it's like it picks up on your heart rate. It picks up how much you're sweating. I think I don't know what all the tests are, but it picks up on all these things. So if you're really good at just keeping it cool,
I don't think that
You
a
might be able to beat it.
22-year-old
I agree.
I don't think a 22-year-old logger in a small town knows how to pass in 1975.
yeah. But what
knows
you
how to
don't
pass
know is
a
he
lie
had 4
detector test.
girlfriends and his wife didn't know.
And also, they said
pretty
the
good.
Was a
chances
logger.
the chances of all 7 of them passing multiple lie detector tests. They had this one documentary I was watching. They had like some government guy on there that does the lie detector test. He said it's 1 in a million chances that 7 people could pass a lie detector test. Said you can get 1, maybe even 2. 7 people, no, it's not going to happen.
So what part of the story
Okay,
do you not
so here's the
believe?
crazy part.
There it is. That's what
Travis-
we want. The crazy.
Tells his story, and he says he's abducted. He's taken onto the craft, and he's in like immense pain. They lay him on this table, and there's 2 aliens approach him, and he thinks that they're hurting him. So he's trying to fight back with them. He like jumps off the table. He shoves one back. He jumps off the table. He grabs like a glass cylinder that's there for something. He tries
The
to break
probe.
it, but it won't. Yeah, but it won't break. And so he tries to fight him off with it. And they don't say anything to him. They just leave. So when they leave the room, he's like, "All right, now's my time. I have to escape." So he goes out this door, and he goes into like a control room, and he sees like map of the stars or whatever and stuff, and he starts touching things, and the map moves, and he says he's touching things trying to open a door. So he's pushing buttons and moving levers and everything, and no doors are opening, but this map's moving. And then all of a sudden a door opens behind him, and he looks, and it looks like a human comes through the door, but it has like a glass dome over its head. So he thinks, oh, it's human, they're gonna help me. So he runs to this person, help me, and they just grab him and take him back to the
To
table.
the table.
And they're too strong to fight off, so that they put him down on the table and they hold him there. And then I think he says a female that looks human too. She puts a mask over his face, and then I forgot. While he's in the control room, he sees other UFOs. So he thinks that like the UFO went somewhere else. And he doesn't know where, but it went somewhere else. And he sees other UFOs outside the
It's like a HUD
yeah.
of
So-
abductees.
And then they put the gas over his face. And then he wakes up like across the road from a payphone, and the spaceship's taking off.
Wow.
Oh,
That's his story.
and then the movie.
He's naked.
Well, in the movie, like they recreated this stuff, and I don't know how accurate it is, but like the aliens, like they had him laying on a table, and they shove all this shit in his mouth, and they have this weird like they like in the it looked like almost like a latex. They put something on him and held him to the table, and he was held like this, and they cut open the spot, and they put this almost like jelly, like almost look like gravy when it jellifies. They almost stuff something like that in his mouth, and they put these tubes in his mouth. They fucked with his eyes and stuff. And like
A lot of that stuff's just for Hollywood, though.
well, I don't know how much. I'm curious now to see what's up. But he's changed his story a little bit. He hasn't changed his story. I saw something probably 10 years ago now. It's been a while, but he's still alive and he goes around, does like tours. We should go check him out.
We should
sometime.
go-
71 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, but he goes around and talks about it and stuff.
Research.
He goes around and talks about
do
it.
it.
But he says that at one point he didn't understand why they took him, and he thought like all this bad stuff, and it was like horrible. But then he later now he's kind of, I think he says it's like some spiritual thing. He's like he's flipped it up.
He said that at first when he was on the table, he was in immense pain, and he thought they were attacking him. But now looking back on it and having years to think about it, he thinks that the beam shot out of the UFO because he got too close to it. It was some sort of a defense mechanism. So it hit him. They didn't want him hurt, so they brought him on and they fixed him. Because he says, like, he wasn't thinking of it at first. He was just like, oh my God, I'm outside the spaceship. I escaped. I'm free. But then as time started passing, he's like, I'm not injured. Like I was really hurting and now I'm fine. So he thinks that they took him on the ship and fixed him.
Yeah.
And he says he was never sick. For 15 years, he was never sick. So, like, he doesn't say it, but it's kind of implied. Like, whatever they did to him, like, kept him
Safe and sound for
15 years.
Wow.
I mean, some of these people that get abducted, they say they see like these like really precise surgical scars on them. Shit like we're doing today. Like the scars so small. I mean, because now we're doing laparoscopic shit. So we go in and, with arms, cut out a huge chunk or huge organ.
Some of us have
cut it in
legs.
pieces. You know what I mean? Some of us what?
Have legs. Some of us have. Never mind. My God. Some of us have legs. Did you?
That's
Is
for
that
you.
me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Aw.
awesome.
I did that for you.
I have a
Do you
half a
love
leg.
it?
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's
But
awesome.
I think you said some of us have legs. I'm like,
That is awesome.
did I-
Can we get a picture of that?
Is
Yeah,
that
go
me?
You
ahead.
gotta zoom in on that.
That's
No,
you.
not me. The
well,
camera.
I think she wants to draw something on there, and I think we should do it because this is supposed to be all over the place.
I
But
thought that was my penis.
Oh
it
boy.
could, it could be
A tripod.
the big crooked
Yeah.
one, the big crooked one.
Yes.
But yeah, but like they have all these things. I mean, we're doing stuff now with surgeries that are you can't even tell. I got
Teeny
my
tiny.
appendix out. I got a 6 or 7 inch
No, you
scar
Oh, okay.
on my
Sorry.
side, and but I had my gallbladder out, and I have like these couple little dots. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
so, some of these surgeries, supposedly these things that people undergo if they do, like they're like little microscopic little cuts and stuff, and I don't know.
If there's aliens,
Listen,
They
won't
have a
leave
lot of
many
technology.
trace. Exactly.
If they're traveling through space, I mean, we can't even go to the moon.
and I
supposedly,
feel like
right?
if they're working on people like that Travis guy,
we need to
or
do a moon
others,
episode.
I
I'm
feel
sorry
like
to
they
cut you
wouldn't
off.
leave
I'm down. We
much
will.
trace. Yeah.
we should do a moon episode.
We need to do a moon episode.
Oh yeah.
Raise show of hands. Who believes we went to the moon? One.
One.
Oh, of course.
Oh, great.
1 out of
The
7.
new
Dun, dun,
girl
dun.
thinks that. What kind
We'll
of?
get
Hey,
you
are
there, baby.
Did you know this about her?
I didn't know this.
Are you screening?
talk.
Are you screening these people? What
No.
the
My
fuck?
God.
Jesus!
Don't listen.
I'm
to
just
them.
kidding.
Don't listen to
This,
them.
this is supposed to be comedy. I mean, we've been going dark and deep down the.
It is
the
supposed to
rabbit
be
hole.
comedy,
Dark.
but we didn't go to the fucking moon. So
Well, I
No.
mean, the podcast, right?
Stanley
but we had to
Kubrick.
pull it. We had to pull it out.
yes. Hey, pull it up.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of things like saying. Well, my buddy's like, every time we see the lights in the sky, which we'll talk about in another episode. He said, He's like, is there a really large body of water by you? And I'm like, yeah, actually, I'm right by Mud Lake, and I know people that live on Mud Lake who've seen lights on the lake doing weird shit. And I know like police officers have driven around and seen weird things, and people post pictures all the time around here. And I'm like, there's some new. I mean, now it's all about USOs. used to be UFOs, but now it's
Yes.
like USOs. Like, so are they here? Like some of the abduction stories, like it wouldn't surprise me if they're abducted, but I mean, what's happening during those abductions or visitations or whatever? I mean, that's where it gets kind of funny, right? Because it's like, okay, is there a creature or a race out there that has technology? I mean, we do. Why
Yeah.
why
Exactly.
couldn't someone else or something else do it, right? Do they live on our planet? I mean, maybe we haven't
I
even
believe they
explored.
do.
How much of the planet we've explored? Like 10%
Let's
of the
go in
planet.
the
or something like that?
ocean.
Yeah, the deep
Of
oceans
the
are
oceans?
largely unexplored.
Yes.
Yeah,
we know
exactly.
very little about them.
And we spend so much money exploring space, and we
Yeah.
zero in the
We
ocean.
know more about our galaxy than we do about our deep oceans.
Fact.
Yeah, so I mean, so if like Atlantis is real, right? And let's say there's these
What
things
if?
are where do they go all the time, but people are starting to see them now in the water. The military, the Navy are
Did you
starting to
see
report
the
stuff.
video where there's a missile and like this missile's traveling? It's a practice missile, I guess, but it's like humming, and all of a sudden something just cuts it right in half. You seen
No,
that video?
I didn't see
You have
that.
to look up that video. It just got released recently by the military, and it's one of their missiles. They shoot this missile, and something just comes out of nowhere and cuts the thing right in half.
Yeah, and that's
Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
They're seeing more and more stuff like all those New Jersey
The
lights
drones?
and stuff. The drones.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
you
was
don't,
all
you don't
coming
hear
from the
about
ocean.
that anymore.
No, it happened last year. This time, I think it happened for 3 years in a row. I bet you if we looked it up, it might be happening, but we're
happen
not seeing
again.
it. But like, I mean, that shit is like, I mean, people are definitely seeing things. People have experienced things. Now, whether it was aliens or some sort of like
Oh, I'm sure it's still
Group?
happening. I just think that
or military.
it's been sort of hush hush.
Yeah.
Yes, and
exactly.
now they're feeling more. They don't have a choice anymore.
And why?
I feel they're walking with us and amongst us, leading governments and churches and in higher places of power. And I believe that the reptilian ones are the ones
Yeah.
that are the most commons. So I feel they are amongst us. I am definitely crazy, but I'm part of that crazy gang. So
Do you think something big is about to happen?
I believe so.
I think so too.
So whatever happened with 3i Atlas, I never.
Yeah,
it was,
you
like, it's building up, building up, building up. And I just like literally don't
Dead
see
silence.
a single thing about
It's
it.
supposed to be back here pretty soon. Actually, it's past the day. I think we're past it.
It's supposed to be Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Day after
like
Christmas?
somewhere
Is
around
it
there.
slowing down?
I thought it was like the,
I-
Oh, it's
It's
changed.
got-
It's
it's
changed
changed course.
speed. It's changed course. It's 3i Atlas.
so many
is
things are
something.
happening. Seriously.
Does your hat say bacon?
Always.
Why?
Everything.
Because it does.
It's a
It does say-
target
'cause
because
it's-
it's bacon.
This is way before you're coming around, brother. See how dusty it is? I
Yeah,
pulled this
buddy.
off the shelf.
Don't.
I figure when I'm doing this
Is
stuff,
that
I
for
want-
me?
It is dusty.
It's
Why
because
you
I
wanna
love
point this
bacon,
out?
and yeah, I love you, man. So
love
We
you too.
love you, dude.
I love you too.
bacon. I love bacon. Who doesn't love bacon?
I mean,
I sent you guys. Everybody loves bacon, right?
everything is better.
Oh,
with
my shirt?
bacon.
My T-shirt.
That's got to be a
Do you guys
shirt.
like turkey bacon? Anybody?
I
do,
I don't really
actually.
like when they change it.
That's.
Are you an
funny.
American or not? Turkey bacon?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
I like real bacon more, but I will eat turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon
I've never
is
had
good.
it. I've never had it.
It's yummy.
It's good if you overcook it.
Fact.
That's a
but
fact.
regular bacon is good only if you overcook it.
It's
You like that
processed.
Yeah, that's
slimy?
true,
Who
too.
eats
No.
slimy pig? You like?
It's got to
"Ugh."
be crispy.
I'm not about slurping on some pigs.
Yeah.
Mm.
But turkey bacon is there's like a perfect spot, and the perfect spot is right between shit and burnt. Like you gotta go. It's like right. You like,
It's like,
like, and if you're like a half a second late, it's
Over.
shit.
I've been. I used to cook my bacon in pans all the time, but now I bake them in the oven.
I've heard
Yeah, I
that
do that.
the microwave, you can make some pretty crispy bacon in the microwave.
I do the good old.
But she also
frying
believes we went to
pan.
the moon.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Don't pick on her. We want her to come back. Be nice. I got your back, girl. Don't worry.
I was excited to hear she was coming. Renee said she's coming. She's bringing bacon. I'm like, awesome. And then bacon walked in. Like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm
This
bringing
fucking guy.
bacon.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's my line. I'm gonna be like, you coming to the party? Yeah, I'm bringing bacon with me. So where's the bacon? I'm like, right here, bro.
What up?
There he is.
See, well, how does this happen? Every time, about an hour in, we start
We're
talking about food.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing. Look
Sorry.
at us again.
I mean,
Yep.
I love food. Now I'm on
Now I'm hungry.
down the rabbit hole of food. Speaking of abductions, like, so they're not feeding them. Obviously, Travis told us that he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was malnourished.
what are aliens eating?
Dude, it's entubed. It's all in tubes.
Maybe they
Intubed.
they have evolved not to need as
Yes.
much.
Maybe it's in a microchip. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
you're full. You need to be recharged.
Or
you
why,
need to be filled up.
What if it's just like a not an IV, but it's kind of like just like
Yeah.
some tube that directly goes through, but it just gives them the nutrients.
I'm picturing something fairly disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
I like the theory that they're not even beings. They're just like some kind of AI. That there's
kind
like
of
there
just
is aliens.
Part of the
but they've
simulation.
Yeah. Well, no, not a simulation. I do like simulation theory though. But they're like there's a big alien. There, there's aliens, but then they made these because like when you
But
talk
what do
about the
they
Greys,
eat?
the Greys are all the same. They're all 3 foot tall. They all weigh
Right.
15 pounds. They all they're all identical. So
All of
what
them.
if they're all just
Like the Greys?
a robot?
Yeah. I haven't heard that one.
That goes against the Greys
haven't
and the reptilians and all the other kinds that we think we know that we think we are.
Reptilians are cool.
I like that. Did you ever hear about the movie called Communion? It was a book.
No.
It came out in like '89, and it was the story was cool. I read the book before I watched the movie, and the book was awesome. But it's about an author. What's his name?
I'm gonna need to Google that.
Let me see. The movie for Travis Walton, the movie we're talking about, the one he talks about,
yes.
it's called Fire in the
Fire in the
Sky.
Sky.
Fire in
That
the
song
Sky.
I sent you, Fire in the Sky.
I feel so like uncultured.
You should
I'm
watch Fire in the
watching
Sky.
that.
Oh,
Fire in the
it's
Sky.
so good.
It's dated,
When
but
you
like,
first
it's
sent
scary.
it, I laughed.
It's
I'm
fine.
like,
It is
Fire,
scary.
I like old
Fire in the
movies.
Sky. Sent me Fire in the Sky.
I love
That's how
old
much I was
movies.
into that shit.
In the sky. That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Sing,
he's trying to get me to
Josh.
believe
Mm.
that he wrote that shit. You
No,
think I'm
no,
stupid?
no.
And
I
then you
just-
sent me the song. I'm like, oh, he did write this shit.
No, I wrote that a long time ago. I was into that shit back then.
1996, he says.
But that we recorded that song in '98, I think. But Communion. So basically, this guy in I think he's from like Manhattan. He
Okay.
vacationed up in northern New York. He was an author, and he had a bunch of weird shit happen to him. He wrote a book called Communion, and I'm trying to find the details of it.
And it's
But-
all northern New York stuff.
Yeah,
I believe it.
but like his family was experiencing all these abductions and all this crazy shit.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like I kind of imagine, like he mentioned, like there's different kinds of aliens that came in, like these little short ones that were
Yeah.
like stocky, kind of like
the Greys.
No, not grays, but
Oh,
they were
sorry.
like thick little like little gnome looking things,
Like troll.
and then there was the grays and all this stuff, but
The Trollians.
but that's like Christopher Walken played in the movie,
Dude, I love that guy.
so you'd probably like the movie. It's
It's Angelina Jolie's
your
dad.
chair?
He's Angelina Jolie's
no, he's not.
No.
It's the guy from Landman,
Oh, yeah, I'm just kidding.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Help.
No, that's her daddy.
Did that loosen up on you?
The back dropped out.
Are you
y-
okay?
There's
Don't
a little,
die
There's a little
on
thing.
us.
There's a little twister. E-Town, why don't you give him?
Man,
see
why
it?
don't you go help him out?
You lift it up.
E-Town.
But anyway, Communion's a good one. That movie is.
I'll have to watch
It's
it.
cheesy. I don't think it's got great reviews, but the story is awesome. The book is better, and like
Oh, well, then I'll definitely pick up the book.
his stuff I think
Right.
happened back in the '80s, and his stuff was pretty cool too.
I think I've been abducted.
Well, the kid, it's called something.
It's called something.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, perfect.
You
Now just hold it.
You just hit him in the face.
Did he?
Did I?
No, you
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
I'm just
If
kidding.
you hit him in the face, he definitely would let you know.
I'm just kidding. Yes.
But
Thank you, Ethan.
but yeah, that's another good one.
It's a little too high. Could you?
Yeah, but that's another good one. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm
You're hungry?
I
hungry.
I
just got my chair fixed.
just got his chair fixed.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about?
No, I think we're good.
Then let's wrap it up. I'm
Let's
just kidding.
wrap it up. Let's get some
Thanks for
food.
listening to Tat and Chat.
I love your radio voice. One more
I thought
time.
you were gonna finish it up. I thought you were gonna sign
Thanks
us
for
up.
listening to Tat and Chat. We're going to be coming back to you next week, and we're going to be talking about
Dreams?
dreams.
dreams.
Dreams?
Dreams. All right.
And you might not realize this, but we are usually a really
See what I did
funny
there?
comedy show, and today was just kind of
Very so serious.
It was like there wasn't much joking.
I promise
Until
you,
the end.
we're hilarious. Just give us a chance, guys.
We started
We're-
getting
we're
hungry and
fucking
horny.
funny.
I don't know,
we're
that was
hilarious. But yeah, guys, Tat and
Peace.
Chat,
Au
we're out.
revoir.
Peace in the Middle East.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for listening.
I've been trying since the 9th grade. Why can't you see it's you and me? Lying to myself